Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are the Top Shot faithful doing? There's definitely things happening on Top Shot. There's things happening in the NBA, I should say. LeBron James just scored 50,000 points. It's highly possible that no player might ever score 50,000 points again. So, of course, that starts the banter on the sports media television shows and podcasts about the whole LeBron versus Jordan debate over and over again, which I think is just kind of tiring, to be honest, because it's two very different eras, and greatest can mean something to you and it can mean something else to somebody else. And you can make an argument for either one of those guys. It's kind of like arguing, what is the greatest flavor of ice cream? You know, it has to be vanilla because vanilla just goes so well with so many things. You could put vanilla with a brownie. You could put vanilla with apple pie. No, it's chocolate. It's definitely chocolate. Chocolate is better than vanilla. Anyways, on the topic of Trump talking about ice cream. Here comes Stan Loves. Here comes Stan Loves. You can't argue for LeBron only longevity. Right. And the thing is, there's probably going to be players that are even more that have even more longevity than LeBron in the future, actually. You know, and it's hard because there's also so many variables too. If you start talking about like, oh, well, this guy scored more points, but that guy has a better record in the finals, but this guy had a better impact on NBA and NBA culture and was more dominant. And, you know, there's going to be players in the future that like swap out their plasma. Have you seen that? Have you seen that guy, Brian something or other, who's like, he's got his Don't Die group. What's his name again? He has a blood boy, which is his son, who gives his blood to him. And recently, I mean, I follow him on Twitter. And his newest thing is he took out all of the plasma in his body and like, I don't know, treated it and then replaced it again. Not only that, I saw him, Brian Johnson. I saw him, he was saying how working in a hyperbaric chamber, he was working in a hyperbaric chamber for like 6 hours of the day with a huge mask over his head and like tubes going out into to have the cleanest air. And he's sitting inside of a hyperbaric chamber. And he's determined to live until he's like 150. And a lot of these rich people think they can like never die. They can live until they're 250. And who knows? Maybe that's possible in the future. But also, if you think about it, if we ever have an athlete anywhere similar to LeBron, let's say in 10, 20 years from now, it's very possible they might be on that same kind of Brian Johnson, um, recipe of taking care of yourself. They could be swapping out their plasma and they could be playing as good as LeBron. LeBron's playing so well right now at over 40 years old or whatever he is. And next time, players, we might see them play until they're 60 if like they cannot age. I mean, if you believe that stuff, I don't know. Like I've seen that Brian Johnson stuff where he shows his rate of aging is like the best in the world because of all this crazy shit that he does. Like he doesn't eat anything considered inflammatory. He doesn't like breathe bad air. He replaces his plasma in his blood. He has like the best sleep score of anyone in the world. And his whole idea is that he's like not going to age at all. So imagine now if LeBron could have had that at like starting from age 30, he might be able to go for another 10 years or more. So when that athlete can play for even longer, and maybe there will be an athlete that can score just as much or more than LeBron James. Will that be the best athlete ever? No, I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. It's all about the different variables at play here. Um, I think because I'm like a 40-year-old man, Michael Jordan will always have a special place in my heart and in who I consider to be the best player of all time and just like the most dominant player of all time. And but I bet you if I was like a 90-year-old man, I'd probably say, Bill Russell or Wilt Chamberlain or someone, one of those guys. Like I could say, no, those guys were the most dominant players you'll ever see, and there's never been anyone like it. It's also subjective. Like it just creates banter, which channels like ESPN, that's how they make their money, getting people to tune in to banter. And it doesn't even matter if the banter has much substance to it. We just saw KSI. No, not KSI. What's his name again? Kai Cenat. Kai Cenat was on ESPN just now talking about Jordan versus LeBron. I mean, is there anything that encapsulates what I'm talking about better than that? Kai Cenat is on SportsCenter. That's what you need to make room for on ESPN while you cancel the show with real journalists on it called Around the Horn. That show has been canceled, but Kai Cenat is sitting there on SportsCenter shouting at Stephen A. Smith. Is there a better example of the degradation? Is that the right word? And the brain rot of what has happened to sports media? I don't think there is. I think that's a great example. Let's catch up on the chat. Bobby Digital says goodbye to the timer. Bod Divine likes pistachio ice cream. I actually just had some pistachio drinkable yogurt. Big fan. Pistachio ice cream, very tasty. Bob Ori is the GOAT, says Bobby Digital. Maddock is here. He's going to go smoke some and then swap his plasma out. And Bod Divine GOAT debate is between Hank Beenders versus Sven Nader. Maddox says it's MJ. And Stan says, no, it isn't. MJ clears all. I feel like we're probably all kind of similarly aged, and we probably all feel the same way. And it'll be interesting. But especially if you consider the culture, then it's MJ over everyone else. But anyway, let's continue here. There are some things happening on NBA Top Shot. I don't know if you guys are paying attention, but there was a pack drop today. I will share my screen and we can go take a look together. So here we go. Let's see. All right, there we go. There's the website. And excuse my scuffed browser. My browser just really doesn't like this website for some reason. I don't know why. But I think this is actually pretty cool. Like you see that they are playing around with the homepage and just trying to find the right combination of where to put content and how to let people know of what's coming and how to highlight the key things that you should be paying attention to. So here we go. We got these chasing throwdowns chance hit Those are basically the new name for quick rips. $5 with a dynamic $3 buyback offer. I'm not quite sure what's dynamic about it, but basically you rip a pack. If you don't like what you get, you can trade it back in for $3. So it's basically a $2 risk for these packs. I believe it's kind of the same as we're used to. 5% chance at a rare. Yep, it's right there. 5% chance at a rare. And so 95% of the time, you're going to get 5 common moments. So like it's actually not that bad if you think about it, because let's go check out what the floor is on Floaty. If we go to Floaty and we go to commons, what is the floor? Let's go take a look. Floor, 23 cents. So bicycle wheel floor common moments, or if you ripped a physical pack and you would just stick them in your bike spoke or use them to start a fire, 23 cents, you get 5 moments. That means if the pack ends up costing you $2, if you had sold those moments, those 5 moments, you would get the equivalent of about $1.25. So it's basically like a 75-cent hit. So that's not that bad, I'd say. It's a pretty low risk hit. Pretty low risk. Otherwise, I mean, the odds still aren't great, though. Still 95% of the time that's what you're getting. The rare pack, the guaranteed rare packs sold out very quickly. Those were $30. And let's just go take a look at those packs once again. So here we go. That dropped today, $30. It's already up for sale for $47 on the secondary marketplace. And these ones had it was a guaranteed rare with a 1% chance at a legendary. And what I'm not 100% clear on, though, are these new moments or are these all old moments? I think these are all old moments, aren't they? Are there any new ones? I know there's some new throwdowns. There's like a Steph Curry throwdown, which I guess is pretty unique. We're not used to seeing Steph Curry throwdown moments. I'm trying to get a read on this, though. I'm trying to scroll far enough until I see the new ones, if that's how it's laid out here. But I'm not seeing them. So I know this is new, like breakout. Those are new rares. The breakout rares, those are pretty much players. Those are their first rares. And if I keep scrolling, am I going to find one or no? I don't think so. Is it possible? Yeah, I should. Yeah. All right. So there's no new throwdowns in this, which is kind of interesting. There's no new throwdowns in this. Huh. Am I reading that right? Chasing throwdowns, guaranteed hit. It doesn't look like. So that's interesting. They're like selling previous stuff here. So where's the new throwdowns? Oh, here. Okay. I see what's going on. So let's go back for a second. Okay, I'm a little slow. You got to forgive me. Here we go. Upcoming drop throwdowns. That is on March 11th. So what's interesting then is they are selling packs before the packs. So if you like packs, why wait? Why not get packs before you buy packs? So yeah, it's a sneaky drop, as Bobby Digital says. It is kind of a sneaky drop. But look at that, though. I mean, they're selling it out, though. Like, there's still enough people that are interested. I'm curious, if we go to OTM, can we go take a look at how many of these were for sale? If we go to OTM and we go to packs, chasing throwdowns, guaranteed hit. So there was only 525 of those for sale. 525. So that's not very many. And chasing throwdowns chance, there's 12,000 of those for sale, though. 12,000 of those are for sale. So that's quite a lot. I wonder how many of those are still available. Let's see. So a lot have been purchased, though. So they are finding like a sweet spot. I think with this so-called dynamic buyback thing, that does seem to be something that people are interested in because they've sold 78% of the chasing throwdown um, quick rips or chance hits or whatever you want to call them. So it's good to see at least that, they're finding offers that the public enjoys. That's always a good thing when you're selling a product. Otherwise, we do have these keys, which are pretty interesting and different. So I actually have my marks, and it just says the hardwood remembers. The next key is here. This is March 5th, 2025. And then it's got a little code 85 110 108. And I think somebody actually like deciphered the code. And of course, now I can't remember, but somebody deciphered the code on Twitter. And I think it said something that alluded to like a game of some sort. So this is pretty cool. Although I did say on Twitter, if you saw my comment, that basketball is extremely scuffed. I mean, the key looks awesome, but the basketball looks like poo poo caca. And I know that there's some artists on that team that could probably make something look nice. But I imagine they must be using some kind of generation software that just makes something pretty quickly, and they'd rather just use that. Um, and here's the other pins from like those pack drops. One thing I would have liked to see with these pins is the ability to zoom in and play around with them and shift them around however we'd like, which is what you can do on Disney Pinnacle. And I imagine that that's probably coming in the future. But yeah, these keys are quite a head scratcher. Um, and and for a little segue, actually, something interesting about keys. I don't know if you guys have ever done an escape room, but this is a little tangential. I did an escape room today. So that's what this just reminded me of, these keys. I don't know if you guys have ever done an escape room before. I always thought it was sort of, I don't know, maybe like nerdy or just kind of a waste of time, like doing little silly puzzles and who really gives a shit. But these friends of ours, my wife and I, they are into that kind of thing, and they're like, "Hey, let's go do this escape room." I'm like, "All right, I've never done an escape room before." So we get there, and I had no idea what it was. I had no idea what the theme was. I had no idea about anything. But they were like, "Yeah, we're waiting for you." So we get there, park the car, we walk to the place. And it's just like a sort of plain looking door. I open the door. This like portly fellow with a mask on, a really creepy mask, opens and he's like, "Come in." Like, holy shit, what the hell did I just get myself into? So apparently this is one of like the creepiest escape rooms that you can do in the area where I live, or just the greater area. And like it shows you the different escape rooms that they offer, and this one had like the highest level of fear. So it was really it's incredibly scary actually. Um and what was amazing about it is my wife hates that kind of stuff. My wife hates scary stuff. But our friends, they already booked it and we already paid. And it's like there's no turning back now. And it's called the basement. And you go into a dark basement with these little rooms, and you have to like crawl through little holes, and sometimes that scary guy with his mask comes running down and starts screaming and like banging the walls, and there's freaky music happening. And it was really scary. And it was really fun though. And I recommend, if you guys have never done this kind of thing, to do it. I see that Baudouin is saying that he did an escape room where a lot of people didn't know each other and it was awkward. Yeah, don't do it with people you don't know. It's definitely more fun with people that you know. But yeah, it was scary, man. I haven't been that scared in a while. It kind of reminded me of like those, in during Halloween where they have like those haunted hayride things where you go to a Halloween like a farm or something, and they have all these freaky people all dressed up all scary and they run after you and try to scare you. Yeah, there you go. Maddox has it in Tennessee, the Fear Farm. So it was pretty much very similar to something like that. Um, where what's crazy too is like at certain times a little lamp turns on that helps you see something, and then as soon as you figure something out and you like decode something and you open something up and get a key, then all the lights go off and some other crazy sound starts and like a little children's toy with like playing music all distorted starts playing in the other room, and then you got to go into the other room and like crawl through a hole and like, man, it was so screwed up, but it was awesome. And so yeah, I'm like still thinking about it. And the funniest part is that the guy, he could spot his mark. He knew that my wife was the scaredy cat. So he was literally like screaming at her. He was like screaming at her during the time that we were doing the escape room. And he was like, "You have to go to the other room to go turn off the music." And my wife's like, "No!" She's like screaming. Oh man, it was great. I kind of enjoyed seeing my wife being emotionally tortured. And it was just fun. So, anyways, as soon as we finished that escape room, apparently that the one we did was like a nominee for one of the best escape rooms, I guess, in Europe or something like that. And then there's another escape room that's like a city over that was a finalist. And so I'm going to go do that escape room next. And I'll have to report back how it goes. But if you guys have never done escape rooms before, you think they're just nerdy, I definitely suggest trying it out. That's the tangential for today. Anyway, how's the weather where you guys are? Is it almost t-shirt weather? So we have these dynamic throwdown packs, right? Where you can trade back. Oh, I need a haircut pretty badly, don't I? Where you can trade back what you get for a few bucks. We talked about escape rooms. There's also something I saw on the timeline about about like new users, and I understand some of the confusion about new users because Bobby says, "Did I escape? Did we escape in the allotted time?" We actually escaped with like 57 seconds to go. So that was pretty cool. The guy at the end told us that we did pretty well. So yeah, I'll finish this escape room story now, I promise. But basically at the end, there's this last little puzzle that you got to figure out, and you get like a door handle and a key, and then the last puzzle, a little like, I don't know what it's called, like the long thing that sticks into the door handle. So then you put all three things together and then you open the door and get out. And as soon as that thing sticks out, that long round stick thing, the scary guy, then runs after us with a chainsaw. But we did it so quickly, we figured it out so quickly that as soon as we got the handle, my buddy was able to open that door super fast, and the guy came running after us, but we had already escaped. And he told us we were super fast with that in that regard, but also we were pretty fast overall because most people, he said, go like 5 to 10 minutes over. So yeah, I felt pretty good about that. What were we talking about before that? Netherlands was almost t-shirt weather today. I was tempted to rock my Top Shot Summer League kiosk tee. There you go, by the way. There was something I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, new users. So if you see, of course, now I can't find the tweet, but there is, I think it's actually on the NBA account, which is pretty cool, by the way. If you go to the NBA account, let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Here. So, we talk about marketing and people, want marketing, and they want to see what's going on with Top Shot in terms of marketing. And look at this. So 3 hours ago on the NBA account, let's see how many views we got. 86,000 views. The complimentary NBA ID pack, the a better collectible. I think that is the good angle, and I don't think I can access it because of my location. But if you guys have not done this yet, you should definitely go check it out. Just go to twitter.com/NBA or x.com. And there it is. And I think that when somebody was asking about new users, because we see these live token numbers and the new users are sometimes way up, but we don't necessarily see that in the marketplace. And I think that's the cause of some frustration of people that are, the Top Shot faithful. They want to see, several thousand people are new users. What percentage of those people are actually making purchases? And I would assume, as someone else, I think Iran said in that he assumes that most of these new users are the type of people who click this link, set up their wallet, and get these moments, and maybe don't quite continue to become buyers after that. That definitely would appear to be an area where, that's like the most important thing you can do. Honestly, you need to take people from that new user experience of opening one of these packs to buying something. Martin's here. I love you, Tandy. I love you too, Martin. And QA says, I tweeted about the NBA ID activations. Alexa says, Top Shot needs to meme. And Bobby says, yes, meme hard. Meme hard. And QA says, we can't see your Twitter feed. Aren't we looking together right now? Or is there something wrong with StreamYard? I don't know. But yeah, you know what? What's actually kind of interesting, and we talked about this last week. We talked about becoming a Twitter influencer and making like $5 a month, which I'm still on my road to doing that. But that's actually what I just thought about when I saw this number, right? But that's still a lot. I mean, 86,000 impressions is a lot. But if we go check up on the Tandy influencer analytics chart, let's see how we're doing. How close are we to making $5 a month? Well, here we go, right? Today, I've had 139,000 impressions, 868 likes, I'll have you know. And so that's why when I see like 86,000, it's like, oh, I can get 86,000 too, Even though my approach to getting this many is like shit posting, but hey, it's working. 140,000 impressions today, 200,000 yesterday, 300,000 on Tuesday. I still can't get close though to my 636,000 impressions on last Tuesday. That definitely takes the cake so far. I'm going to be swimming in sweet $5 profits any day now. All right, so let's keep it going. What else we want to talk about here? Let's see what the chat wants to talk about. Alexa says, I'm the only one that likes the Tandy replies. Sad, Alexo. Sad. That's great that you are, but it's pretty sad that everyone else isn't. And by the way, I don't know if you guys saw it, but Alexo was showing off how rich he is because he was on the floor. I mean, it was a G League game, but he was still on the floor. Let me see if I can find that picture. That's a good one, Alexa. I haven't even seen this before. That's a good one right here. I got that dog in me, and there's a corn dog inserted in the cavity of this person. Oh, right here. There's Alexo being rich. Courtside for tonight's Rip City Remix game with Trevor, aka James Dylan Bond. And here we go. They're watching the game being played right there, right on the floor. And you can see that there's not that many people there, but they're still very rich. And both have very full beards, a lot of color in those beards. So that's good. And what else? What else can we derive from this photo? Anybody want to I don't know. Who wants to roast Alexo or Trevor? This is your chance. Boston Bay says, what do I do with a printer that mostly works but is kind of broken? I don't know. How many pastel donatas does $5 get you these days? Probably like 3 or 4. And Alexo says they're $80 seats on the floor. I wonder though if like when Bronny James is playing, are they still 80 or do they go higher? Well, okay. Boston base is being a little bit inappropriate right now. Alexa says, look at the other pictures. Scroll down. Okay. I'll have to scroll down. Whoops. What am I doing? Oh, here we go. I should probably know who this is, but I don't. Welcome home, Greg. That kind of looks like Chris Brown, but I know that that's not Chris Brown. Juan. That Juan Soto, DeSoto something or other, Anderson. And yeah, look at these pictures. There you go. The Rip City remix. That's fun. Very nice, Alexo. Congratulations on the wealth. What else? Greg Brown. Okay. Toscano Anderson. Yeah, I should have known that. What else, guys? Should we do some lineups? Why don't we do some lineups? That always is a good way to kill some time. Let's share lineups, and you guys can tell me who you guys are choosing today, how you guys are doing thus far in the fast break run. So let's start. Let's play now the original fast break experience. I like the original. Let's check out the original fast break experience. Should I make my head little? There we go. Look at my little head. So night 1 was a win. I mean, that's pretty damn chalky. Mitchell, Gilgeous, Edwards, LaMelo, and Giannis. I had the 1,872nd best score. If we go and look at how many people won, I imagine it's going to be over 50% if I had to guess. And it is 91%. So guess what? If you won Fast Break last night, you are not special. In fact, you are just a commoner. Harden was the kind of surprise pick. DeRozan as well with 35 points. Lillard 34. Solid lineup right here for the winner here. Pritchard was also a big surprise. I don't know if anyone even put him in their lineup, as was White. But very good. Very, very good. Fred Rooster with the Harden lineup. I'm surprised these people are playing Harden on night 1. These must just be people who really know their basketball and thought about this Detroit versus the Clippers matchup and thought that Harden was going to get it done, perhaps. But anyways, if we go tonight, every player nowadays, by the way, is questionable. It's like every night, the entire league is questionable. But tonight we need assists and steals in the common game. And you can see that literally like everyone almost in the top is questionable or ruled out. The Giddler is a potential good choice here. But I think what I must have done is gone with a few of the top assists and then gone with a few of the top steals, which is what I did. I mean, if you don't have Daniels, you're messing up because Daniels obviously is a steals machine. And Luka, I haven't gone through and done all my nights, which I probably should do because then I could decide if it makes sense or not to burn a Luka usage tonight or not out of the 2 that I have. So I'm not sure. And Stevie says that the pro was 97% winners. That is crazy. So let's go see how I did in pro. If 97% won, I imagine that I did win. I think I'm almost certain that I did win. I think I had like the same lineup, actually. I'm trying not to keep it too complicated and just use the same lineup. So yes, I did win. I think I had a little bit of a better score here, though. It was the same lineup, a little bit of a better score. And less people also play the pro lineup. They less people put in a pro lineup. Today's blocks and steals for pro. And these guys usually get you some blocks. Claxton, Turner, and Bidazzi. I don't know. Gogo Bidazzi. I don't know how to say his name. But the real hard lineups are when you got to put in your throwdowns and for the wins and such. Like, I don't even know if I have enough of these for the wins, for example, to even make a lineup. That's always interesting. If you go to create lineup and you just go to auto fill, there you go. Let's see if that's terrible or not. Murray, Bridges, Nemhard, Williamson, and Schroeder. And what do they need to be doing that night? Blocks and steals. No, sorry, that's that night. 3-pointers. Yeah, 3-pointers. I'm going to lose that night. No question. I don't even think Zion shoots 3-pointers. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles. And yes, I understand that the requirements are different. That is true. Boston Base with a sticker. Let's see what this man has to say. First of all, Boston Base, thank you so much. You are the man.
Thank you for being an only tan. Ice cream is so, so good.
My bird Brady's 10th birthday today. Can we get a happy birthday, Brady, in the chat? Happy birthday, Brady.
Thank
Happy
you for being an only
birthday.
tan. Ice cream
Thank
is
you
so,
for being
so
an
good.
only tan, Brady. Ice cream is so, so good. What a lucky bird you are to have Boston Base as your owner. Let's just get these happy birthday Brady's in here.
Thank you for being an only
Chat.
tan. Ice cream is so, so good.
Let's give him some air horn. Thank you to Boston Base for supporting the show. And thank you to Brady for being a healthy bird. Thank you to you all. What else, guys? I feel like I'm running out of things to talk about somehow. I mean, I probably should just scroll Twitter and just find things to talk about. Should we talk about wrestling? Like, I'm the most I used to love watching wrestling when I was around, I don't know, 12 or 13 years old. Now I just like following it on Twitter and watching like short form videos about it. And I also like commenting on it in my efforts to become an Elon Musk Twitter influencer because it seems to do pretty well. And I don't know if there's any wrestling fans in here, but there was an event just now and there was a really big heel turn, which is always a lot of fun in wrestling when a big face, a baby face is what they're called, becomes a heel. And so one of the biggest babyface heel turns ever was when Hulk Hogan became a heel from when he left WWF and went to WCW. That's like probably the biggest heel turn of all time. But this is a close second, which is John Cena. For those of you who know who John Cena, he's also an actor. He's also known for being like the Make-A-Wish guy. He does all the Make-A-Wish events. He's really positive. He's just like the most, I guess, positive wrestler of all time, probably. And just a really good guy outside of the squared circle, as they say. And in this most recent event, he went from a baby face to a heel turn. He turned on the biggest baby face in the company right now in the WWE, who is Cody Rhodes. This is all, by the way, this is all pretty new to me. Like, I stopped watching wrestling when John Cena became popular. And I never actually knew who Cody Rhodes was until probably a year ago when I started going down the rabbit hole of like pro wrestling TikToks. And now I know everything. I just don't really watch it. I just know about it. And I might, now that it's on Netflix, if I want to just see those few minutes of what happened, I can just go and do that. I used to be obsessed, though. I used to be obsessed with wrestling when I was like a 12-year-old. I would watch everything. But back in those days, all the wrestlers would show up every show and cool shit would be happening every week. Nowadays, there's too many wrestlers. And nowadays, like, there's these part-time wrestlers, which was never something when I was growing up. Every week, you knew that Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Mankind, Kane, Undertaker, whatever. If you're watching WCW, is Bret Hart and Hogan and Randy Savage and all those guys, Lex Luger. You knew that every single week something around those guys was going to be happening on the show. And nowadays it's like, oh, they actually advertise when a certain wrestler is going to appear. They're like, oh, this guy's booked for whatever, SmackDown. He's going to show up on SmackDown in 2 weeks. Something cool is going to happen. So these youngins don't know how good we had it, us old school wrestling fans. Anyways, I don't really know where I'm going with that, but but I think this John Cena stuff is kind of fun to follow. This pro wrestling stuff is fun to follow. And if you're not interested in it though, I don't know, sorry. But I also think that like the NBA culture often crisscross applesauces with pro wrestling. Like you see that for a while there were players that would have like the championship belts. And you also see something here that said he's break a wish now. WWE 2K25 is dropping tonight, and I saw that there's DLC, which is content that you pay for to add to the game, and it's going to include 3 NBA players. So that just proves my point even more. Um, when Gold Dust NFT, that's actually something I'm hoping to see happen. Like that's the other thing, by the way, as a very casual wrestling fan, some of the stuff that I enjoy the most are the Royal Rumble when there's surprise entries, and then WrestleMania when there's surprise appearances. Like last year in WrestleMania, this whole build up. Also, I'm a huge fan of The Rock, so anything with The Rock to me is awesome. And there's all this build up right now with The Rock, and there's this whole weird thing now where he's become like, was it Liu Kang or well, who was it in Mortal Kombat who would say, "Your soul is mine"? I forget what his name was. If that was Liu Kang or Shang Tsung or something. But that's the angle that The Rock's doing right now, where he wants Cody Rhodes's soul, and and he like takes the soul, and that's what he did with John Cena just now. Is he took the soul of John Cena, and now John Cena is going to do his bidding, and I think there's going to be another guy who's going to join his team. So it's all like it's very theatrical. Like I don't really care too much about the wrestling these days, but the theater of it all and sort of the virality of it all, like you see that these clips get like millions of views, so there's a lot of interest in this stuff. It's kind of amazing that they've been able to build this into such a huge thing, which is basically choreographed, pre-decided, um choreographed fighting basically, and people can and do get real injuries, but they know it's going to happen ahead of time. And it's just the art. It's like the art of and the physicality and sort of the emotion of it all, which is what makes it interesting. Not interesting enough for me to like go ahead and watch 5 hours of this shit. I mean, the most I'll watch of wrestling in a given week is probably 5 minutes, but I still find it interesting, and I'll still comment on it because I know how just engaged that audience is. All right. Top Shot Tesla said, "Damn, Dapper let this dude out of his cage." They should definitely make NFTs. They have made NFTs. Alexo says poser. QA says Carrie Van Eric. If you know, you know. I gotta see that. I gotta see that movie. Actually, I haven't seen it yet. Team Logan says Alexo. I think Logan Paul is such a shitbag, but he is an amazing wrestler and he makes a great heel. He gets a lot of heat. You know what annoys me about Logan Paul and Jake Paul too is they're having a reality show now called Paul and the Family. So clever, and it's something about like they're just like the typical American family. They're just all about they just bleed the red, white, and blue. Meanwhile, and maybe some Puerto Ricans might get angry at me for this, but meanwhile, they live in Puerto Rico. They live in Puerto Rico so they can escape paying capital gains tax on their crypto grifts and on their, who knows, on their boxing, on all the money they make from boxing and stuff. So yeah, they love America so much that they go find the only place where they can possibly live while still being American, but not giving any money back into the American government that they claim to support so much and love. I don't know. Feels like a little bit of bullshittery to me, if you ask me. Top Shot Tesla said they also have belts in boxing and a lot of combat sports. That's true, Top Shot Tesla. This just in. Tandy realizes wrestling is popular. Are you blushing, Tandy? Getting hot about wrestling? Am I blushing? What would I be even blushing about, Top Shot Tesla? What have I said so far that would cause me to be blushing? I think it's just the lighting. If I move and you see that light, I look pale or if I do that, I look less pale. I don't know. But no, I'm not blushing, Top Shot Tesla. It's not a bad title. Isn't that what you're doing, Tandy? I don't even know what you guys are talking about right now, or what I'm even talking about right now. We're just throwing carrots in the chat. Throw your carrots in the chat, everybody. Oh, isn't that what I'm doing? No, actually, Boston base, I still have to pay American taxes in Portugal. If I don't think Americans can actually get away from paying taxes. There's you save a little bit of tax, like you save on state tax, obviously, because you're not in the States, but you could also pay no state tax if you lived in Florida or if you lived in where else? Where's the other place where you pay no state tax? Is it like Texas? There's a few states out there that you pay no state tax. Cayman Islands, the greatest laws. Top Shot Tesla says you're waxing poetic about wrestling. Stan loves Tandy quisiera estar en Puerto Rico, sucking off the tit of Lady Liberty without paying taxes. Vance meme tournament. Washington also has no state tax. There you go. Washington is a nice place too. Beautiful, beautiful state Washington is. I lived there for almost a year. Also, Tandy learns people with wealth don't want to pay taxes. Top Shot Tesla, try that again this time. Use spell check or grammar check. But no, obviously I know that rich people don't want to pay taxes. I'm very well aware of it. And if I was super rich, I wouldn't want to pay taxes either. But yeah, I don't know. I just think there's something kind of icky about having a show about being like red-blooded American, but it's in Puerto Rico. There's just something that doesn't align, if you ask me. Your alter ego is a prime example. Who's my alter ego? I don't even know what you guys are talking about right now. I'm so confused today. Well, we're at 50 minutes. We have 10 more minutes to go, guys. I feel like I'm struggling a little bit today for some reason. I'm struggling a little bit. I'm looking at the timeline, though. I'm seeing if there's anything else we can talk about. Oh, look at that. Allen Iverson. That's interesting. If you go to Allen Iverson, is he about to launch a shit coin? I really hope not. But Allen Iverson, if you go on Twitter, ask Allen Iverson anything you've ever wanted to know, and he'll sit down and record his answers. Why does this feel like he's about to sell us a shit coin? I really hope not. Have you guys been keeping up with crypto and shit coins and stuff? You want to look at that? Should we do some technical analysis? Should we do some technical analysis on crypto? Did we get that right in the past or wrong? I don't even know. What's like the Nick Cannon coin? Do we even know what that is? Dex Screener? Is it like what was that stupid show he was part of? Wilding Out? Is it the Wilding Out coin? Should we go look at it? Should we go look at shit coins together? I mean, I gotta be honest. I'm not a big fan of shit coins and what they've done to crypto in general. They've really messed it all up, I think. But Please is definitely a funny one. There's Wild and Out. Let's go look at Wild and Out. Please, by the way, please don't buy this shit. Okay. I'm just looking at this for fun. I do find it kind of interesting. Like, this is actually a pretty healthy looking chart. I don't know why this is such a healthy looking chart with something that is so clearly going to fail and just so clearly is going to be a complete waste of your money. But the market cap is tiny. It's a $6.7 million market cap, though. So I don't think if you buy into this shit, I don't know how much money you're going to be able to really make here, though. It's very low volume and very low market cap, as far as I know. 6 million is not a lot. But that's a pretty healthy looking chart, though. You know, this is an uptrending chart. We have higher lows relatively, although that kind of dipped below, but where it closed was higher, and then you got a higher high, higher low. So that looks like actually a somehow successful looking chart. I mean, some of these coins though are just insane. If we go look at volume and market cap, where's market cap? So look at this. I Can't Breathe, which is a George Floyd take. It's George Floyd mixed with JD Vance, and look at that chart. That is straight up. and with almost $100 million market cap. Unbelievable. And this launched today. Unbelievable. It's up 12,000%. I mean, this is why people buy this stuff. But the problem is all these are going to end in the gutter. That's the problem. So, yeah, I would never advise anyone to buy any of these because they're all going to go to zero. All of them. Every single last one of them. All right. Let's keep it going. What's he saying? Topper says, dang, Dapper got this dude working hard, totally out of it. I don't even know what you're talking about, Tesla. And Stan says, Tandy just mad that Puerto Rican beaches are better than Portuguese beaches. Weed too. You're probably right on that one, Stan. The beaches, I'm sure in Puerto Rico are probably beautiful with nice warm water. Here, the beaches, the water is freezing cold and weed is not available here. I mean, I'm sure you can probably find someone to sell you it, but there's definitely no legality of it here. Bobby Digital is going to buy all the Iverson shitcoin. Stan says, shout out to Steph Pseudo. And Boston Bay says, dang, Dapper got this dude working hard, totally out of it. I don't know what's going on. This copy pasta's got me so confused. Should we go look at Bitcoin? So Bitcoin, if you want to talk crypto for a second, Bitcoin is going to have a big day tomorrow, apparently. There's going to be like an event tomorrow. So people are saying it's going to be the strategic reserve event. And if we take a look at Bitcoin's price, we can, I don't know, maybe we can try to glean something from it. This is the hourly chart of Bitcoin. What was crazy about Bitcoin, though, is when Trump tweeted about, I think he tweeted about the strategic reserve. And then we saw this huge spike. It went from 85,000 to 90, I guess it peaked at 95,000. So it went 85,000 to 95,000 in a span of 3 hours, which is crazy. A huge pump. And then that basically trapped everybody. You see, it started like going back and forth here, chop, 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 and then boom, dumped. And then a little bit of recovery and boom, it dumped even lower. So I think when it dumped even lower here, I thought, oh shit, we could be going down here. I thought we could be going down here. No questions asked. 78,000. But we are recovering again. And now this chart looks pretty healthy. If you go like this, right? This looks pretty healthy. Again, we're seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So this would make you think that it's going to start climbing upward. And the event is tomorrow. So we will see if that's going to be a sell the news event, because that's usually what happens with crypto, is that people start buying up as soon as they think something cool is going to happen. And then as soon as that cool thing happens, everybody sells. So it's very possible that tomorrow when they have that Trump event, he'll start talking and you'll see these candles get all red and probably come down here again. But let's see. Is this good for Top Shot, says Boston based? I don't honestly know if there's that much of a correlation of crypto to Top Shot. I know that in the early days there definitely was. But nowadays, I'm not quite sure. I mean, you definitely would think that if crypto pumps to the high heavens, that it's more likely that someone who has crypto, especially if NFTs or even just Top Shot, irrespective of other NFTs, kind of has a moment, that if there are people that are sitting on crypto and want to get a little piece of the action, then it's more likely that they might sell off a little bit of their Bitcoin when their Bitcoin is worth way more money. Just sell off a little fraction of that and go diversify a little bit into basketball digital cards, aka NBA Top Shot moments. LB is asking, is that a Top Shot chart? That is not a Top Shot chart, my friend. Well, we are almost at time. Before we finish, though, I want to show you a website that I have a part in. Okay, and I want you guys to go support it. And if you guys want to ever get involved in something like this, ever want to write something, then let me know. My vision for this website is to have like NBA related content, NBA Top Shot related content, crypto NFT related content, and kind of community related content as well. And if any of you have any ideas, something that I actually would like to do is people that want to talk about certain teams, right? So, like for NBA related stuff, if you want to write about the Pistons, or you want to write about the Thunder, or you want to write about something like that, or a player that really surprised you, we could include that in here too. And this is the website. It's called gamechangermedia.net. And my vision for this website is basically just bring on a bunch of people to be able to write and share their opinions and share their work and share their stories, and just have somewhere that it's all nice, neat, and organized away, let's say, from like the Twitter timeline. So if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out, gamechangermedia.net. That's gamechangermedia.net. And while you're there, you can put your email over here, and you'll get updates at some point. And you can go check out the blog. We have some cool articles already. We have this one by Josh M, which is all about what he's been doing on Floaty. So I'm sure some of you have been curious about Floaty and, you know, what happens on Floaty and how does Josh make his kind of like passive money via Floaty. And that's right here. So you can go learn a little bit about that right here. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. And then if you look here, this is another cool one. The reason why I really like this one is because I'm sure you've seen those articles, and including on Top Shot's website, by the way, in the past, where they would break down, here's the top moments of the season. And I know, actually, I think his name is Stevie. He did an article about this a couple weeks ago, and this was before I had this sort of coded and figured out. And what I've done now is you can actually have the explanation of the play that you enjoy with the play auto playing right next to it. And that's something that we haven't seen before. We haven't seen that on the Top Shot official website. We haven't seen that ever. We've never seen it like this. It's always been a paragraph with a link and a still image. And whenever I used to see that on the official Top Shot blog, I used to think there has to be a better way. Like, there has to be a way to be able to look at this stuff as you're reading it, to see the moment as you're reading it. And so I've been able to do that with a little bit of clever code editing, a little bit of ChatGPT support. But anyway, that's one article as well. And then finally, this one is about how Bayou Sniper, who is named Cody, how he collects on Top Shot, and you can see like his pin moments and just his story and some of his photos that he shared from when he had his hangout with Trey Murphy and when he went to the Thunder game with Jared, and just good stuff. Like, I just think this could be a fun place to kind of bring people together and have a little fun. So if you guys want to contribute in any way, reach out and we will get you all set up. So I appreciate it. Alexo says, nice work. Boston Base says, this rocks. He said, I could do an op-ed. LB said, I would subscribe. I think he's talking about OnlyFans. And LB is asking, do you know why so many users in Top Shot Discord are so annoying, asking for a friend? I don't know, LB. I don't know why people in Discord are annoying. Maybe it has to do with Discord kind of lends itself to people that kind of hang out all day. And the kind of people that hang out all day on an online chat forum perhaps are a little bit more annoying than your average person. That's definitely possible. You're not one of them, though. That's true. Alexa said, like and subscribe. That's right. If you're here, you might as well like and subscribe. If you are watching on the replay, you might as well like and subscribe. You get extra credit for replying as well. Once the video is online, you can just reply and write something fun. But that's it. We did it. You know what? I just realized, though, we didn't talk about transgender mice, which I regret. I wanted to talk about transgender mice. So let's talk about that for like 2 minutes. On the State of the Union, which was insane, by the way, it was like a roast. It was like a Comedy Central roast. He says something about Elizabeth Warren being Pocahontas, and then then the video guy just goes directly to Pocahontas. I mean, Elizabeth Warren's face. I feel like I'm watching a roast. I really do. And he said something about how the U.S. has spent all this money researching transgender mice. And I thought that's no way that's true. It doesn't even make sense to me, because what is even a transgender mouse? A transgender mouse is what? A mouse that identifies as female if he was born male, or vice versa? How would you even know that a mouse was identifying itself in a certain way? How would you even know that? You don't, I made a comment because there's this really annoying transgender person on TikTok who goes into restaurants. So it's some transgender lady who was born a man, who has a very manly looking face, and goes and sits in restaurants and basically starts recording herself and acting all shocked and offended that people misgender this person. And as this person is talking, it's like, I can't believe that they're misgendering me again. And with this like deep voice, and yeah, awkward. But guess what? That person is doing really well with online short form video. Wouldn't you know it? Anyway, the end of this transgender mouse story is, apparently there actually is some truth to it. Not transgender mouse, but transgenic mice. And they were studying things related to hormone therapy, apparently. So they would like put hormones in these mice and then see how it would react um, to their rates of like other diseases. So there was some truth, believe it or not, to what King Trump was talking about in that speech, which was that there was a lot of money going towards these transgenic mice studies. And That's covering the transgender mouse story. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the show today. I hope you guys go out and check that website that I showed you, gamechangermedia.net. If you guys want to get involved, if you guys want to write something, if you want to have a place on the internet where you get to write something and it stays there and you can share it, you can feel proud of your work, then send me a message or send a message through the website and we can start figuring something out. And Tandy, be better. Do better, says Alexo. Geez, do better. Be best. LB says, do you have a Mickey or a Minnie? Are you talking about, is there a Minnie behind the bed? No. Are you talking about something related to transgender? I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, Boston Base does not like my transgender story. Alexa says DEI duck race. We could do that next time. My wife wants to use the office. But listen, I appreciate you all. Thank you for being here. And yeah, keep on keeping on. He's talking about my mouse. Do I have a Mickey or a Minnie Mouse? I don't have any mice as far as I know. I hope I don't have any mice. But anyways, thanks for hanging out today, everybody. It's always fun. I always appreciate you guys. And let's just finish it off. See, I was going to finish it off with the Weisberg fist bump, but Stan literally just said fist bump. So we're going to give him the fist bump.
So, I appreciate it. Yeah, man, that was an awkward fist bump. Don't clip that. Don't clip that. Just gonna clip that. It's gonna go viral. Jesus Christ. No, I appreciate it. It was weird.
All right. Well, that's the show, everybody. I'll see you on the internet. I'll see you on the timeline as I still try to get to 5 million impressions over 3 months. We will do it together and we will share our payouts together. And go look for the giveaway. There's a giveaway right now on the Game Changer Media Twitter account. If you go to my Twitter account, you'll see it. Go get involved. And all right, hold on. Alexa wants the other fist bump, so let's give it to her.
That's me in the corner. That's me in the spotlight. Losing my religion. Trying to keep up with you. And I don't know if I can do it. Oh no, I've said too much. I haven't said enough.
I just love that one. I kind of want to make more Weisberg karaoke songs, if I'm being completely honest. Bottom line likes it too. All right, everybody. I will see you soon. Thanks. Have fun. Good luck on Fast Break tonight, and we will talk soon. Take care, everybody.
Static Selector.